Okay, good. So we've got our straps on and we'll start holding our ground for a moment. So finding our toes, big toe, pinky toe, and heel. And then I want you to plant those 3 points and then lift yourself out of your legs. And I think we talked on Friday about lifting out of your ankles, like literally lifting these bones up. And to do that, we lift the kneecaps up. And then to do that, we lift our spines up. And we create space through the front of the hip and sort of lift through the glute, lengthen the hams. Yeah. Yeah. Especially if you are on the hypermobile side, you tend to sit in a joint to lock it in place, right? So really want to lengthen out of the joint and get the muscles to turn on. And then we're just going to let our heads fall to the side while we keep that intention of foot to hip, right? Let the head rock forward. Keep your feet. What happens when you rock forward? You might find that you can't rock as far forward as you normally do when your feet are engaged. Good. And then to the other side. Good. And then gently forward. Press through the feet. Lift out of those legs. And other side. Good. And then back up. Good. And then we're just going to easy turn your head to one side. Keep going through your feet to your hips. And then other side. Feet to hips. Good. And feet to hips. Good. That's it. And feet to hips. Good. And then back to center. We're going to just have a nice little press. Good. And then some of us lose the back part of the hip, right? We lose the heel. So keep the heel reaching down as you press. Good. Inhale, pause. Exhale, slow release forward. Good. Inhale, exhale, press. Keep reaching through the back of that heel. Inhale, pause. Good. And press. Good. And then one more. Good. All right. And then we're going to see if we can do that little walking drill that we did. Was that Friday or was that Monday of last week? I can't even remember. But we lift one ball of your foot and the other heel and then switch. Oh, I said that wrong. Lift one ball of your foot. Lift one ball of your foot. And the other heel. Yeah, that's right. Yes, so you look like you're walking in place. One toe is up when the other heel is up. And we're just feeling how we rock. And it's going to be probably different from foot to foot. Good. That's it. Good. And the raising of the ball of the foot is as important as the pressing of the ball of the foot, right? Good. Good. And then we're going to start adding a nice little head turn. As the heel comes up, look over that side shoulder and then switch. And you should unconsciously find that you're starting to press your hand down on each side, and that would be great. That's it. Good. And then as you're doing that, start bringing back in that awareness. Maybe you've had it this whole time of lifting out of your feet. Sorry. I know. He's having a happy morning. What if we were like that? We woke. It's like basically humans who wake up and sing with joy in the morning. That's when he's happy. Squeak, squeak, squeak. Okay, good. Good. And last one. Oh, now he has to go outside, Lovey. Oh. Yeah.
That was fast.
All right, and then come back to center. And so hopefully now as you just stand here for a moment, you should have a sensation of real length and availability, especially through your lumbar, low thoracic spine. And then some of us will notice that that action helped make the shoulder blades feel a little more available. Yeah. So then if you drop your head to the side again, pressing down through your feet, and then forward, still lifting out of your legs, you might find that even though we don't go as far as you think you might, right? Like if you were just being floppy, you should have a little more ease and availability all the way up to your cervical spine. Because you have natural curves in your back, and the cervical spine curve mimics your lumbar curve. And if the lumbar is stuck, the neck also tends to become stuck as well. So the action of walking, we talk about walking? Walking is what juices the vertebral joints, right? The intervertebral joints, that's what gets the fluid moving through them. That's why it's so important when you have back pain to get yourself to go walking, so you get the fluid moving through the spine. So this little walking in place helped get that to loosen up, and there you go. I know, bodies are amazing. All the answers right here, somewhere. Somewhere. So then let's take a step forward, and I want you to think about that heel down, right? And then press and walk forward. And then come back. And then other side. Good. So we're landing on that front heel. And if you start from your walking in place position, you should feel one ball of foot pulling you back. Yeah, good. Nice and easy. Landing on the heel. Okay, so now you're getting your foot to pull back to start the other one going forward, right? I want you to land out of your joint. So instead of landing going, okay, here I made it, squish, can you land lifted already? Right, pulling yourself up out of the foot. Yeah. Already up so that you're walking lighter on the earth. Good. That's it. Good. And then of course you get arm. The leg that goes forward is the arm that goes back. You can rotate a little bit in that direction. But see what happens when you add a little load. Some of us will start hunkering down into the joints again. Can you lift up out of that front heel? And what about when you go back? Yeah, don't go back and go, okay. That's it, nice and tall. Good. Yeah, moving backwards is actually super productive if we do it well. It sets a neural pattern in your brain. That's it, good. Let's try one more on each side, making sure you're tall as you come forward and especially as you go back. Good. Good. Nice job. All right. And then let's just come into a nice bow. Let yourself lift up out of those ankles, lifting the spine before you bend, and just rounding just into bow. And then coming back up, lift the heart, arms up to a big snow angel, all the way up to the sky. Good. And then back down into a bow, stretching that spine. Good. And then up. That's it. Snow angel. Up high. Just up. Good. All right. And then this one we can roll down further. Good. And once we're down, let those arms reach forward, lengthening into a neutral spine. Good. Feel the stretch through the back of those legs, I hope. Good. And then inhale, exhale. Bring them back toward your legs. Stack your spine up. Good. Flip your hands into snow angel. Good. And then lift up that chest. Good. That's it. Good. And then all the way back down. We'll do one more roll down. That's it. All the way down. What if you tried to lift your pelvis off of your legs right here? Even in this position, right? Pull the whole hips off the legs. That's it. And then all the way up. Does that make any sense? Okay, good. And then all the way up. Good, good. And then all the way back. Yeah, nice. My brain just stopped. Like, okay, what was my next thing I wanted to do on my list? Let's take a step to the side. So we'll do alternating squats, or alternating plies to the side. So we're gonna open up, just an easy slice down low, collarbones open, come back to center, and other way. Okay, so now we're squatting, sort of, we're plieing, right, we're upright. But if we sink, we get that same tightness in the joint, right? Can you picture yourself lifting up your center even as you lower it? It's like you're setting down the most fragile piece of art into its two settings, right? The settings would be your legs holding it, but you want to set it down so gently so you kind of keep lifting back upward even as you lower. Yeah. Good. Good. And one more. Good. And then I'm going to hold it over to my left so I can see you. I always start to the right on this one, and then I can't see you big. I want to see you big first. So I'm starting to my left. Good. And then we're going to slice out with that left hand, rotating in the pivot. Come back to center. Good. Slice to the right. That's it. Good. Just that simple. Slice straight across using that shoulder blade. Good. Nice shoulder blade. Good. And across. Okay, so now you're looking for the shoulder blade. What if you lifted your spine up out of your pelvis and your pelvis tried to lift up out of your legs without moving your legs, right? So your heel will push into the ground more. The ball of the foot will push into the ground more as you try to find your center lifting, front and back. When you find your center lifting, check in with your shoulder blade. Yeah, take your time. That's it. Good. And last one. Good. And then we can step back to center. And we're going to take that spring and put it on your foot. I'm putting it on my left foot to start with. Oop, come here you. Come here. All right. I'm holding on to my rope for balance with the other hand. You can also always hold on to both ropes. Nice and tall. Now we're going to try to find that length without that closed connection of the ground. So starting with your standing leg, lift yourself up out of that ankle, out of that hip socket, right? Kneecap should be up. Slide your foot back with the strapped leg. Good. And then release. So this is not about how far we can move the back leg back. It's how well we can manage the standing side. So everybody, start again. Find your standing side. I don't want to see tipping on this one. We're just sliding the leg back. So that means we have to manage that standing side. No tipping forward. Nope, don't need to. Not a bit, not even a centimeter. If we're grounded into the ground, there's no reason to tip forward. Yes, good. Yes, better, right? Watch the chest. It's going to try to compensate for what should be happening at your hip to your foot. Good. And some of us are going to get super tired right away in our lengthened hip flexors. They're not used to working in that longer position. Other people will notice it glute med, right? It's trying to hold you steady. And some of you will feel your glutes or hams first because they're moving your leg. All of those would be what I would expect. Good. Lift your sternum back up for me, Lisa. There you go. Good. Now find your foot on that standing side. Good. Okay. So now we're going to take the leg back. Stay upright. Just lift the leg. Tap it back down. We're not moving it forward. So if you can watch yourself in a side screen, I advise it because I want you to not do this. This is a no. We're going to keep it back. See the space between my legs? It doesn't change. We're just controlling up and down. Yeah, so look at your side screen. Start with your leg back. See the space? Keep that space. The hamstring should become more alive on your standing leg. Yeah, we're just using this leg to wake up the standing leg.
It's weak.
Is it making sense? Now if I start tilting forward, I'm going to be biasing the glute on the moving side. I don't want that. I want your ground to hip connection on the standing side. Stay upright. This is walking. We don't need to pitch forward to walk. Right? I'm trying to have us last longer. That's it. Okay, good. Makes sense. Lisa, lift that sternum a little bit. Deshelle, put some weight in your standing heel. There you go. Good. Good. All right. And then we're just going to hold that leg back there and then open it to the side. And again, watch where it is. See that space between your legs? It should still be there. One should be behind the other. That's it. All right. Now, can you lift up out of your socket? Press the earth away with your foot. Everything else pulls up. So I'm going to give you front view so you can just see what my leg is doing. The heel is staying fixed in space, and I'm just doing a clam like so. Yeah? Good. Push that leg back, Lisa. Push it back. Push that left one back. Can you? Go, 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 go. Yes, now hold it back there. Don't let it come forward. Hold it back there. Keep the space. Don't let it come forward. Hold it. There you go. That's the way. Okay, team. Good. Go ahead and take that strap off that foot. We should feel alive. I would hope somewhere here, right? In the standing side. Yeah? So let's let it have just an easy swing. It's going to swing across and out to the corner. Across, out to the corner. And we're warming up our standing leg now. So instead of being sloppy with it, right, we're going to start lengthening out of the other leg. That's it. Good. Good. All right. And then one rond de jambe up all the way around and back to home. Now we can put the strap on that foot. So the strap goes on the one you were just standing on.
It's already tired.
Mark says, what if it's already tired? It'll be doing a different job now, so it won't be so tired. Okay. So first, find your length. Up, away from your feet, right? Pulling the heel down, the bones above it up. Yes? Okay, then we just start with our leg slide. Sliding back and in. And I can tell you, I immediately wanted to sit, especially down to my ankle bones. Right? Some of us will sit at the ankle, some in the knee, some in the hip, and some a combination, which would not be unusual. But I want you to find your heel on the standing side, press through your toes, and then lift up out of there. That's it. And then again, watch. Here's me. It looks like I'm upright, but did you see how much I pitched to get to this position? The average person on the street would look at me and say I'm up. But us with Pilates eyes know that I'm not. Here's me more up. Here's me less up. So Lisa, get that chest back over your pelvis. Bring it back. I know. And then she looks at it. My chest, what? Yeah, so this is me forward. This is me over. Good. And then drive the ground away. Yes. While you work on that height, again, don't be surprised if you feel it slightly differently on this leg, right? Because all of us have a pelvis that's tilted in different directions. So something might be longer or shorter than on the other side. Hi, handsome. Hi, Mama Titi. Hi, beautiful, beautiful. Okay. I know, good boy. Good. Yep, that's it. Up, up, right? All the way up. The ribs don't want to be in front of the hip bones. They want to be over the hip bones. And lifted like they're floating. Right? Good. Good. All right. So then we're going to hold that leg behind us. If you can find yourself in a place that you can look at yourself in the side view, do so that you can keep the knee back, right? The knee should never come forward. Now, you can notice on me, this is my crushed side where I've crushed my ankle. My knee immediately wants to bend, right? Wants to compensate for it. I have to work extra hard to keep it straight. Oh my golly. And get my weight in my hip and stay upright. So this side is immediately killing me. Because, right? Oi! It's just a zillion times harder than the other side. But ooh, I can feel how good it is for me. Work right where it belongs. That's it. Yes? Can you find how good it is for you? Let's see, so you're standing on your, so Diana, when you bend that right knee, is that okay? There? Okay. Okay. Can you push that right leg further back? There you go. I would love it to be there. And then lift up out of your hip. Good. There we go. Can we do two more? And then we're going to have our little standing clam. So I have to put my toe down to reset and make sure I've got good form first before we add in that little tiny clam motion. So start with your leg back. Keep it back there. As you lift your leg, anchor that toe in the strap and then lift out of your hip as you open your leg to the side. Doesn't have to be big. Keep pushing back into your strap. So again, this is not a huge motion. Whoop, this is weird in this direction. The foot is trying to stay in one place in space, and we're trying to open the thigh like we're opening a cellar door, right? Yeah. Oh, like a hydrant. I like that move too, but today I want it even more subtle. So imagine you're, whoa. So not hydrant, just like a clam right? Trying to keep your foot in the same place in space. That's it, Deshelle. Good, now lift up out of that socket, out of on the standing side. Can you imagine pulling the left kneecap up and then opening up the front of that hip? Yeah, or maybe when you do the replay, you can do it when you're not already like, I know. So go ahead and let yourself come out of there and let that leg have a nice little swing. Oh. I love it. I love it. Right? Yes. Oh my. Okay, so does anyone else feel like they need a deep squat? Yeah, please feel free so you can grab up high. I see Deshelle is leading the way, and she's come down into a nice deep squat and letting her tail hang. It feels really good if you reach up really high because you get a lot of support from your strap, and then you can let your whole spine just sort of hang off. Yeah? And you can wobble from side to side, little shift. And then it might feel good to straighten your legs there and let those hamstrings have a little length. Yeah, good. Feel good? Okay, good. So before we keep going, let's just have a free moment of high golf, and you can take it into windmill if it feels good for your shoulder, and if it doesn't, slow it down and move so that it feels comfortable. So we're just going to step to the side, up, press, good, and then come back to the other side, nice and easy. Yeah, because your spine has been working very hard at stabilizing straight up and down. Good. Yeah, so as you're going and your spine starts to get looser, then start to find your discipline a little bit more with those arms. So as you press up and around, make sure you're pressing away from you. So we don't want that shoulder jammed in your ear. We're going to keep that space. Yeah. And then, once you have control of your shoulders again, now you're going to manage your spine in this rotation. So even translate through the middle, right? Here's that feet we were doing before. Boop, boop, when you have to change direction. So do your feet staying up out of your sockets. Notice, do you lose your heel on the front leg or the ball of your foot? Maybe one side is different than the other. Yeah. That's it. Find that length all the way. Good. That's good. Good. And last one. Good. So I'm facing to my left. I'm going to stay to my left, just stepping my side to the mount. Fists are at 90 degrees. Good. And then we're just going to go into skater. So stepping away from the mount, skater, push down, back to 90 degrees, and home. So if fists stay at my belly, I'm not working my back. I want them to be in front of your elbows. Yeah, nice 90-degree line right in front of your elbows. Yes, there we go. Good. All right, here we go. Down. Press. Back up. Good. Okay. So now that you've figured out what the limbs are supposed to be doing in motion, now give them that support again. Here, you're broad through the collarbones, so you can access your shoulder blades, right? And then I want you to see if you can still lift that pelvis out of those legs. Even right here, right? What if you try to lift your pelvis off your legs without moving your butt, right? You're creating that micromillimeter of space, which triggers a little bit more abdominal lift and support. Good. That's it. Good. Oh. Oh. Good. Okay, so then we're going to change position. So we're here, we're down. Yeah, arms are down. Lift them up and pivot to the back. Now hinge forward, tail lifts. Lift yourself out of that front bent knee. Good. Pivot to the side, back into your skater. Press down, lift up, pivot, hinge. Feel that tail lift, up, pivot, right? We're using those balls of feet and heels. Good. Down and in. Can we do two more? Press, lift up, pivot. There's the heel and the toes again. Hinge, up, pivot. Good. Down, in. Last one. Press, lift. Woo-hoo, pivot, girl. Hinge, and your tail's lifting. Good. Side, down, in, and home. All the way home. Good. All right, good. Let's do the other side. So again, same big things in your brain. Shoulders first, right? Get those guys set. And then where can you find lift out of your socket? So watching you now on my back screen. Just stepping to the side with your skater. Elbows at 90 degrees, not even a push yet. Just get the elbows right. That's it. Not in front of your belly. Good. There we go. Good. All right. And then adding in that thought of lifting out of your hips a little, or sorry, lifting your hips off of your legs a little. And again, it's a micro movement. I'm not asking you to lift your butt. Michelle, is it okay if you hinge more? Yeah, can your tail lift more? Good. And then everybody add in your press. So push down, bring it in, come back. Good. Press down, bring it in. Okay, watch those fists. If they're over here, they're not here, right? We are working against that force right here. So it's going to be tempting to maybe want more resistance from the one that's here. I just want it to hold its ground there. So we're making that rotator cuff have a nice isometric little hold, not a very big, deep turn. So Lisa, watch that hand closest to the mouth because it's the one that wants to shove you over. I want you to go with less resistance on the one that's closest to the mouth. Yeah, really don't be tempted to bring it around. Undo it, undo it, undo it. That's it. Now look at how much your torso has moved. Yeah, so your torso is trying to muscle it. right? The front of you, the shoulder that gets achy is what's trying to muscle it. So you're going to have this idea. As you go away from your mount, you're going to actually rotate slightly toward it and then press down. Your torso is going to slightly round. Yep. So right there. Yeah, toward your mount, rotate toward your mount. Whole torso, make your logo on your shirt, look toward your mount. That's it, girl, that's the way. Yes. That's it. Okay. So I want you to feel that for 2 more, and then you'll catch up with everyone who's doing the rotation, but I want you to feel that for 2 more. Okay, then here we go, team. We're here, we push down, we lift up, pivot, good, hinge, tail up, unhinge, pivot, down and in, good. Press, up, pivot, hinge, up, pivot, down and in. That's it, okay. So I'm just gonna remind you, find that little bit of space in your joints. Yes, good, Diana. Ha! I love it, it's so subtle. That was so nice though. I don't know if you can see it when I do it. Here's me sitting, here's me lengthening. Sitting, lengthening. There's just a little, tiny little, And Deshelle, I want you to find your sit. Find the sink, right? Find the hinge. Good. Is that the 4th one?
Oh, yeah, I think that's 6.
Mark says we've done 6. If that's you and you've done 6, go ahead and come all the way back to center. Good. Good. All right. So our back to the mount. Dun, dun, dun. We're going to actually go into just a quick little hug a tree. We're going into our floating plank right away. And then we're going to hug a tree. Lovey, can you kick his bed back just a little bit? He's right on the edge of falling off. Beautiful little thing. There you go. So hugging a tree, yep. Just waking those arms up. Good. And we are in floating plank, but I do have my heels down for this one, yeah? I know, we were diving right in. We should be warm because we warmed up the pec along with the shoulder with that side work. Okay, so what happens if you make the front of your hips more open? Can you lift your spine out of those hips? Out of your pelvis? Can you reach your heels back a little more, down to the ground? Really reach them down. So sometimes I say push your heels down and people just sort of flap the whole foot. I want you to find the back line of your heel. You can kind of see the difference at my knee. Here's me just pushing my foot down. Here's me lengthening through the heel. The leg gets straighter, the quads lift, the glutes lift. Okay, good. So now, nice and easy, we're just going to take these arms up to the sky. Long stretch plank, good. Now open them to the outside. Pull them back to the front. Good. Up like a long stretch. Opening out. Good. And then circling back to the front. Sorry, Levy. And up. All right. So now you've got your arms going. What happened to your feet to hips? I can tell you I started rolling off of my heel. Yes. Good. Good. I saw that. Very nice. Good. And one more. And then let's reverse. So we open out to the side as far as we can. Reach into your heels right here. Feel how that tucks your ribs in a little. Arms up. Press straight down to the front. Open out to the side. Reach into your heels a little bit, ribs in. Good. Up. Good. That's it. Reach into those heels a little, ribs in. And again, we're looking for the back side of your heel. Good. One more. Good. And up. Good. Good. All right. From here, let yourself have a bow in your floating plank. So reaching your heels down, lengthening your spine upward to bend. Yes. Good. And again, anchor from the back of your foot. And so some of us will be like, oh yeah, this is a nice mid-back stretch, right? Right between the shoulder blades. And others of us will notice how much work it is to keep the length. Me included. That's it, good. And one more. Length. Good, okay, same thing on the rotation. So start with your bow, then we're gonna rotate to the side, and I want you to tuck your rib in. So I'm going to my right, we're tucking it in. Instead of flaring it out to rotate, we're keeping it tucked down. Good, and then rotate back to center, and rotate to the other side. So think of yourself as a barbershop pole or a candy cane that's blowing in the wind. I'm not sure what. But it's not side bending. You're still trying to rotate, right? We're rotating. If we had a logo across our ribs, it would be looking from side to side like this, not like this. So a lot of us, we rotate, we pop that rib. We're going to tuck it, tuck it, tuck it the more we turn. Yes, good, good. That's it. Yep. So now tuck your rib in. That's it. Good. That's it. Good. Good. All right. And then step forward. Let your chest lift up and let your arms circle back. This is a free moment, almost free moment, because then I'm going to ask you to lift up out of your hips again. Push the ground away so your ankle is more open. Good. And then step back and switch sides. So one free moment. That's it. Now, reach through your heels. Lift up out of the socket. There we go. Good. Good. How are we feeling? Lisa, if we do low push, does that make your shoulder cranky? Okay, super. Okay, so let's do just a little bit of low push. So standing tall now, find your feet, ribs over hips, low push. Nice and easy. So in that low push, collarbones are wide. The top of the arm moves back away from the hands. So instead of pushing and shrugging forward, it's actually a counter motion at the shoulder. Yeah. Good. Okay, nice. And then take one step forward. Your arm should get pulled behind you. Good. Now just pull from the elbows only. The upper arm is pulled back. Right. Yeah, just like that. So the elbows are stuck in space. Good. Now can you start lifting out of your feet? You've got one heel off the ground, one heel down. And you're going to start lifting yourself higher. And oddly, for some of us, that little change will load our biceps more. Or our abs more, right? Or our glutes more. But the trickle up actually sends more work into the bicep. Good. One more. Good. Step all the way home. Give yourself just a nice reach upward. Let the biceps have a moment. Yes. Bring them back downward. Now we're going to step forward with the other foot. So arms are pulled back behind you. Elbows stay still in space. Lift up out of your joints. And then pull. That's it. Good. So very active, right? The foot in the front has all its parts on the ground. The foot in the back is pressing into the big toe and second toe. And then everything else is lifting away. Yes, Lisa. That's nicely stacked. Keep those elbows back there. Keep those elbows and arms back there, right? We're keeping that mid back on. Yeah, Deshelle, good. Good, Diana. Yep. That's better. Good, Lisa. Good, Mark. Put your ribs back in, though. That's it. Good. And last one. Good. And then step back to home. Big circle up. Good. And then this time, swan dive down. Just letting the straps pull your hands back. Good. I'm going to step a little bit away. And I'm going to bring my hands together and then just pull my fists up the back. So now it's like that move in boomerang where we pull up our back as far as we can. Same idea here. Now check your shoulder. I'm going to try to show you my shoulder being bad. See how forward and rounded down it is? I'm doing my best to pull it up the higher I pull. So I'm really activating through the back. The more I pull forward, the more my pec and the delt and the biceps tendon are taking the load. And for women, that biceps tendon tends to get really sensitive. That's it. Good. Now, Diana, you try stepping away a little bit. Just a little tension, but I want you to step away a little more only because I think it will keep you more honest. Because you're like, woo! I'm just that straight spine pulling up. Straight spine. There you go. Good. Yeah. That's Elisa. That's right. Keep connected up there. Good. And then if you can, see if you can hinge more, Lisa, but keep what you're doing with your shoulders is beautiful. So let your tail come up higher. Good. Good. And then when you feel like you've gotten what you're supposed to be doing, go ahead and open up one more time. Let those shoulders pull open and up and then back, press long. And then switch feet. Open and up and back. Press long. Good. And then we're going to come on down to the mat. And we're going to do a little bit of swan laying right on our bellies. So, time is it? We got time. We got time. So we're going to round all the way down. Once you get your mat in place. Walking those hands out. Walking those feet back. Just depending on how much room you have. Good. All right. And then we are going to do a push-up here. So make sure your hands are on the floor. And then press away. And by that I mean, if you've got the strap in your hand, you want to make sure all 10 fingers are down so that strap doesn't come off the ground and hit you. Yep. You can be on knees. You can be on fists. I know biceps are like, what? Can you, for the next 2, maybe 3, give me that length away from whatever joint is holding you on the ground? So if it's your feet, if it's your knees, can you pull yourself away from that while that piece grounds you? Good. Good. And then once you get through those, go ahead and lay yourself all the way down. Nice and easy. Arms come forward. Let's see. What can you see? You can see most of me. Yeah? Inch one back. So we're just going to inhale, prepare. Exhale, slide those hands forward toward your armpits and lift your sternum up. Toes are on the ground, toenails are on the ground. And then back down. And again, pull those toenails along the ground further away from you as you lift your sternum. And down. That's it. Are my ribs staying on the ground? Yes. My low ribs are on the mat. Yes. But I am not pushing them into the mat. So that's a really good question, Diana. They're just barely on the mat. I'm trying to keep my abs up. If I pull my toenails along the floor away from me, I can feel less pressure in those low ribs. Good, all right, so pull those hands to your armpits, keep your sternum up, make a fist, and then push your knuckles down along the floor so your straps are at your sides. Good, lift higher with your straps as the arms circle to the outside, and then lay your spine all the way down. Inhale, exhale, lift your spine, pull your fist to your armpits. Inhale, roll your knuckles downward, push them down along the mat toward your hips. And then circle around, lifting your spine a little higher, reaching your legs a little further away from you. And all the way down. Yep. Good. And then repeat. In. Press back. Good. Can you do one more? The moment when those arms press back and start to circle out to the side, I want to see that energy of everyone trying to reach their toenails further back, further back, further back. Yes, there you go, Lisa, I saw that. That's nice, Giselle. Good. Where's Diana? Okay, good. Well, and I don't know why Zoom does this, but every now and then it will move your blocks. So I'll start class getting used to looking for you in one place, and then your block moves. I don't know why that happens. All right, so you can let your straps gently go. And then we're gonna bend the knees, except for if it doesn't feel good, Diana. And then we're gonna press up into a big swan, pulling your heels towards your butt. So I'm trying to get them to touch my butt. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Everyone pull, pull, pull.
That's really good.
Okay, good. All right, and then back down. Good, and we're gonna do that one again. So inhale and exhale, heels in. That's it. Let your hips drop, not your ribs drop. That's it. Hips, not ribs. Good. All right. So then we're going to play. Taking from the mat class, we're going to reach back for our ankles. So Diana, on your right knee, you might extend that one and just lift it. And I can also show you swan dive alternative. So if you can reach your ankles or just reach toward them, you're going to inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, lift your thighs. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, lift your thighs. It's not giant, and especially if you have tight quads, that's going to feel really hard. That's okay. You just do what you can, right? Bit by bit. Diana, are you okay? Do you need a different option? Okay. All right. Lisa, that's okay in that shoulder. It should feel good to stretch it open there. Good. Look at Giselle making it look so easy. Good. And the last one. Good. All right. Go ahead and press up. Sit back in a nice child's pose, or take a cat-cow, whichever your body feels like it would prefer. So in each of those, again, if you take that idea of putting space in your joints. So I'm pushing back onto my pelvis here, trying to get my heels to my butt. But once I get there, what if I imagine that my leg bones are glued to my heels, but my pelvis is just lifting that micromillimeter out of the socket? It becomes work again, but you're still lengthening your spine, and now you're supporting it rather than a big passive collapse. Same thing in a cat. If I'm getting into this position and I'm just dumping everything down, now again, my front of my pelvis is just sitting on the front of the thigh. Can you think about creating a lift off of the leg? And it's going to be small. Nothing changed here, but there's support here now for whatever I'm doing. Yeah, you can play with that idea. You can play with it from the pelvis. You can play with it from the shoulder sockets, right? If you could lift out of your arm bones. Good. Yeah, and then try a little side to side. Hi. You can find it, Mama. Good. And then we'll let ourselves come all the way up to a stand. And round all the way up. Good. Yes. Good. Find your feet. Lift one more time out of those sockets. Take your arm up to the sky. That's it. Good. And then nice energy over and other side. That's it. Good. So again, I'm sinking. I'm lifting. Sinking, lifting. See, it's just a little tiny change here that happens just because of what I'm doing here. Right? All right. Arms up, spine twist. Push open. Good. And push open. Good. And then one more each way. That's it. You guys, thank you. I hope you enjoy this whole luscious week you have ahead of you. Yes. Hope all your body parts feel better. Good. Everyone stays healthy. Yes. That's